is my Ibanez AZ-2402 in pearl white flat. I've had this guitar for a year now, and there's a bunch of things that I've learned about this instrument during that time. I thought it was time to do a follow-up video and provide you guys with information what it's been like to have one of these guitars for a year now. So let's just dive in right away. As I mentioned, I've had this guitar for a year now. I've used it a lot, especially in a studio setting, for example recording the EP that you can see there, by the way, and you can check it out by following the link in the description. But yeah, I've used it in a studio setting a lot. I've also played live with this, doing big production show in front of thousands of people last year, and it worked really great there as well. I still really like how the guitar looks. I love how it feels to play. It's still super comfortable to my hands, and yeah, it's been great in that sense. One of the negative things I mentioned about this guitar in the original review were the tuners. And while I can understand them wanting to go for kind of less mass on the headstock, I just still don't like them because they're not practical. Inserting a pick into the tuner slot and then trying to twist it is just not a fast way to change strings, and especially if you're playing live, for example, on normal kind of locking tuners, you can just unscrew them, pull the string out, pull it from here, put the new one in, put it back, tighten the screw over here, and then tune it up, and you might be done by the end of the song and you're good to go for the next one. But with this, it just feels unnecessarily complicated. And while we're talking about things in the headstock area, I've had a lot of comments and questions during the past year about this guitar, of whether mine stays in tune well, because people have tried this out in the stores, for example, and have had issues with the tuning. And I gotta say that when I got this guitar, it had a little bit of trouble staying in tune at first, especially when using the whammy bar. But I think it has something to do with the self-lubricating nut, where you kind of need to work it in a little bit. Because after using the whammy bar for a while and just kind of tuning the guitar a lot, it feels like it's become way more stable tuning wise, and even using this doesn't seem to throw it out of tune. So it got better over time. And now that I think about it, I haven't actually thought about tuning stability with this guitar at all over the past, I want to say 7, 8, 9 months at least. So maybe it has something to do with the nut over here. That's my guess at least. The neck on the guitar has been incredibly stable, which is really impressive with the Finnish conditions we go through during the year. We have really big humidity and temperature changes during the yearly cycle. I've barely touched the adjustment, like the truss rod thing, at all. It's just been super stable. I set it up once and it's been great since then, so that's really impressive. I mentioned in my original AZ review that the fret ends on the guitar were slightly sharp. But I don't know if it's just kind of natural wear or something, but the fret ends feel really nice now, and I haven't had really any issues with them anymore. I have to say that they could be a little bit more roundabout, like all of the tiny sharp edges maybe just wore out naturally, or I just stopped noticing them, or something happened to the guitar over time that made them kind of disappear. Not sure, but that hasn't been an issue anymore. All of the Ibanez AZs I've tried have always had really great fretwork, and this guitar has been a small exception. And actually now I'm realizing that I forgot about that until I actually rewatched my review from last year about this guitar, and then I remembered, hey, yes, I used to have those kind of issues, but they're kind of gone. Not sure why, but it's been great now. As I mentioned, I don't play live that much, so I haven't felt the need to replace these strap pins with strap locks yet. These are nice and wide, and if I sometimes need to play standing up, these do the job just fine. I don't do any crazy tricks or anything like that, so these work just fine. But if I would play live more, I would probably swap this for strap locks, but right now I haven't felt any need to do that, especially since there hasn't been any live shows in a very long time. The tremolo on the guitar has been really good, haven't had any real issues with it. It's nice and easy to adjust, both intonation and string height wise. Mine isn't making any noises or anything like that. I had a question on Instagram asking whether my tremolo arm is squeaky or anything like that, but the answer is no. If your tremolo arm is squeaky, I would probably drop like a tiny drop of maybe olive oil or something like that in there and see if that gets rid of the squeak. But yeah, mine has worked just fine, and I've grown to like this tremolo a lot. It's kind of vintage enough for it to be simple and sound great, but also like it's modern enough that it doesn't have like some of the drawbacks, like for example that the kind of regular Strat tremolos would have. So yeah, it's really good and I have no complaints about it. I think it fits the guitar really well. Now, something that I have also learned about this guitar during this time is that I rarely go to the auto switch. Actually, don't go to it at all. Like, I really like the 5 basic sounds you're getting from this, like bridge humbucker. I think the inner coils, both humbuckers, outer coils, and the full neck humbucker, and those sound great. But I just never ever flick the switch for the alternate sounds. When I was doing the big Christmas production thing last year, it was really cool to be able to use just this guitar, because with the full bridge humbucker sound I could have like a thick rock sound, do a flick over here and have kind of mid-scoop thinner sounds that kind of resemble my Telly's middle pickup setting and kind of spanky, funky thing going on. And it was great. It does those sounds good enough that they sound convincing in a live setting. If I would do a recording, I would still probably use a Telly or like a Strat type guitar instead to get exactly those tones, but these get you close enough for those sounds, especially for a live setting. So they are really good, but flicking the switch just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not a huge fan of any of the sounds that are coming from there. And that brings me to the fact that I'm starting to consider whether I should try out some other pickups on this guitar, just for the fun. I'd say I would still keep the electronics and the pickups, wouldn't sell them or anything in case I want to go back, but I think it would be fun to explore something where you could have like some split sounds or like have the basic 5 sounds, but maybe like if I would go for Fishman pickups, I think they have like something slightly more vintage sounding nowadays as well. I could actually like wire the switch to do something cool. I don't know, I'm not too familiar with their systems yet, but that's something that I'm considering to explore. And actually I would love to hear what you guys would suggest me to try out. What do you think I should put on this guitar? 2 humbuckers, something not too hot, not too kind of low output either. Fairly kind of versatile pickups, and obviously need to have the 4 cable wiring and stuff like that to be able to do the splits. But yeah, leave a comment down below. I'm actually open to hear all kinds of suggestions. They don't even have to be like just black humbuckers, they could be like chrome covered or something like that. That could be really cool as well. But yeah, hit me up in the comment section down below. Would love to hear what you guys would suggest. Overall, I'm still super happy that I got this guitar. It plays great, it sounds good, and it's just really comfortable, and I feel at home while playing this. Like neck profile, like the way everything is set up is exactly like I would want my dream guitar to be set up. So yeah, it's been great. But I also hope the things that I shared in this video will help you to make a decision whether to get one of these or not. I've been happy with mine. But if you find some of the things I mentioned here problematic, there are obviously a bunch of other options available as well. If this video didn't answer the question you might have had about these guitars, hit me up in the comment section down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. As of shooting this video, I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers, so yeah, every sub would help to grow the channel and just move these things forward. Thank you for watching this video. I shall see you next time.